think let's just take one to begin with. God, it's just gone straight into my finger. Beautiful. The cladding is mostly done. Hello guys, and welcome back to the XX Workshop DIY Dream Workshop build. And today's episode, which I believe is episode 8, I hope it's episode 8, I think it is episode 8, we are going to be looking at the cladding, which I'm very excited about, as it's the final piece of the puzzle for the exterior of the workshop to get everything kind of sorted with that. So I've already had all the wood delivered. We've got, we're going to be doing a board and batten style cladding, which is slightly more kind of American vibes than UK. I don't feel like you see it as much in the UK, although I have seen it on a few recent kind of workshops. I did originally look at some kind of composite stuff, but it was quite expensive. And I've just always quite liked the kind of board and batten look. So yeah, we're going to be getting on with that today. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be obviously, for any of you who don't know what kind of board and batten is, it's basically you have a wider board at the back and then you have another wider board, and then over the join you have a batten that connects it up. So we can obviously be running it vertically, which means we need to run some vertical and then horizontal battens on top of our workshop currently to then put our board and batten on, just to give it that kind of breathability and airflow, just to kind of dry stuff out. I have seen people saying you don't need to do it, but I feel like it can't hurt doing it. And if it's going to kind of prolong the life and just keep it a bit more kind of weather tight and help it dry out quicker, I'd rather do that. So I think the first job is to go grab a load of wood and start cutting some battens to shoot into the outside of the workshop. So let's go grab as many pieces as we can. It's a bit of a wet and windy day today, so probably not the best to be doing stuff outside. And also, just while I've got you here, look how nice and clean. I had a quick little tidy up in here. I've taken the plastic all off this and just had a quick tidy up, and I brought one of my workbenches out, just that was been in my garage, just to have a bit more of a place to work from. But yeah, it's looking good. It feels a lot bigger, kind of standing in here now with the roof on and everything. It feels a lot bigger. We've got obviously our main door there, and then just behind you we've got our garage door, which I have got working now. I have got that all wired up. I learned kind of how to do that. My dad sent me a few videos, so that's all sorted. But yeah, let's jump straight into it and see what we can get done today. So this here is all of our board and batten that got delivered. I think it was about £1,500-ish for all of this, and this should hopefully do the whole workshop. So we've got obviously a load of battens and then a load of boards. So these are the things which are going to go on the back. They're all nice and wet because it's been raining quite hard. But yeah, so these are going to go kind of together on there, and then a batten to join them up. So I think the first job is to take a few of these packs of battens down, get them cut to size and shot into the walls vertically. And then we've got a few little kind of mini tasks to do as well before we kind of move on ahead of that I'll show you as we get through it. I think let's just take one to begin with. I mean, they're not super heavy, but there we go. Also, I apologise for the mess of the garden at the moment. It has been a busy couple of weeks doing this, so I haven't had a huge amount of time to kind of sort all of that out, which I would have liked to have done. But we're getting on with the workshop and it's looking real good. Real nice indeed. I'm going to shoot a lot of the dust over there, just because that's my kind of exit way. Get these out as well. Now, front and back walls should be not too hard, in the sense of they're basically all the same height. So I think I can kind of batch cut them, but obviously the gable end ones I'll have to cut individually. But what I might do is trying to cut, if I kind of split this into quarters, yeah, I can just make sure I do 4 cuts of the same length on this for each size, and then that should work. Obviously there's bits like here that I don't need to worry about having battens on, but I'm still going to have a few battens on the outside, so I think we'll kind of make it up as we go along a little bit, just to not waste too much stuff. I did kind of, I think I overbought on a lot of stuff, so we should be good, but I don't want to kind of waste stuff. I want to make sure I get what I need out of these, really. So annoyingly, I've just done a quick measure, and these walls, I'm not really about that because it's raining a bit at the moment, but these walls down to where I kind of want them to be are about 215, 220-ish. And these lengths of wood that I've got here are 4 meters. So that means I could technically only get one length out of each piece. Doesn't need to be one long piece. Obviously I can connect bits up, so it's not a problem. It's not like I'll waste a load of them. But I'm just wondering, is it better to cut this down the middle at 200? Because 200 kind of brings it to about here on the height bit. And obviously I don't think I'm gonna need to have it go all the way to the top anyway. I think it'd be good to let there be a bit of kind of space between it. So I'm wondering whether I cut them all at 200, and I wouldn't be able to really shoot a nail too easily in there. Go to 200, and then I might end up just running a full length piece along the top of here anyway, which can obviously be used to kind of go into. So I'm thinking that might be a better option, and just kind of have a bit less wastage then, which should be good. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I think as well, to keep it easy, I'm just gonna cut these as a pack. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of few miller difference for each one. If I push that one back in, just cut these in one full go, because then that's 10 lengths all in a go. And I think space wise, I'm gonna go for the 400mm spacing. I did originally think about doing 800mm. I'm still having thoughts about that at the moment, but I think online, annoyingly, it says 400 or 600. So we'll see. Although I don't think, looking at it now, I don't think 800 would be too crazy of a reach for the board. It's not going to be that heavy. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I am actually kind of glad that I'm in here while it's raining, because it gives me a good kind of opportunity just to check that there isn't any leaks coming from anywhere. Because when I was taking off some of the blue plastic, I did get like the tiniest little bit of water drip come from up in this top corner. So I just want to keep an eye on that today and just see if anything does drip down. I can't see anything at the moment, so I think we might be all good. But yeah, just want to keep an eye on that. Let's grab all of this in one go. As I say, we don't have to be crazy accurate, but it's nice just to be on the rough side. 2 meters is right there. Get these ones out of the way, and then we can cut the other bad boys. Nice. It's kind of funny, one thing, when I was just bringing my workbench in here earlier, this is my main workbench that probably a lot of you guys have seen before from my old workshop that had my DeWalt table saw in there. I just think it's funny seeing how small, I know it's the wide angle lens, but how small that workbench kind of looks in this environment. I think I've really enjoyed having this workbench, and it's a real nice setup, and I mean, it's very simple, but it works so well. So I'm going to definitely be basically rebuilding this workbench, but I'm going to do it out of a full sheet as the top, but I'm going to have my table saw cut out still in there, just because I think that'll be a better size, and that's going to kind of be in the middle of my shop, kind of over here really, just in front of the door. So if I'm ever cutting any longer pieces, I can kind of turn it around and come from outside and in, and that will kind of give me a real long length to cut through them, which will be real nice. So yeah, it's going to go there, and I'm very excited to build that. And I'm kind of thinking this time about building them kind of as nice as I can, as this is going to be kind of like my workshop for quite a while. I think, not saying this isn't nice, but I did kind of throw it together in a couple of hours. So it'd be nice to kind of plan something out good, do a cool kind of video on building that, and really think about kind of storage and space, just because I think it does kind of work with the kind of side bits there and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to get to some of those bits. So I'd like to maybe do drawers, maybe do some kind of thing like that, maybe do some kind of extra storage there, work some stuff out. And obviously it's going to be quite a big flat space as well, so maybe we put some other stuff actually in the table, not just the table saw, maybe some kind of I don't know. I like the idea of some of the kind of flip ones where you can flip it around and have a tool come up. So yeah, we'll have a think about that, have a see. And if you guys have seen anything cool, leave a comment below, maybe what I should do with the kind of next ultimate workbench. Okay, so I've cut a few of them now, and I've bought some, I can't remember what size these were, I think they're 50 mil nails for the old Milwaukee nail gun. Obviously I've used them before, these big, I think they were 90 mil, but I don't want to shoot that far into my studs. So I've got these 50 mil ones, which should go in nicely, I think. I'm just kind of thinking now whether actually I should be shooting them in with something bigger, because they are going to hold a bit of weight. But the battens are only 19 mil thick, which isn't super. Let me grab one quickly. So obviously we've got that. So it's going to kind of go in double the length. I think that should be fine. Let me know down in the description, in the comments. Let me know down in the comments whether that is right or wrong. Obviously it'll go in a bit as well. So yeah, I think we should be good with that. It's really coming down now, so don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do much of this for, but I want to kind of see what this first one looks like up on here, so we're just going to risk it for the biscuit, you know what I mean? Okay, it's finally eased up a little bit, so let's get some of these bad boys in place. Wow, it's all nice. Keeps falling down this little ditch here. I need to get sealed in. I think the electrics is kind of on the priority list next. Now I'm kind of a bit more in there. It'd be nice to have some kind of power, maybe a bit of lighting, just so I think that is going to be something to work on. I just need to kind of get a electrician to, I'm going to run the cable myself, but I need an electrician to kind of connect it all up. Oh, there you go, nearly went straight in there again. And they're not too bad. Okay, I've made a little spacer block here now. Let me throw these up here. Hopefully it don't fall over. Made a little spacer, which is the same as the studs. Although I've just thought now this is not the same thickness as the stud. So I'm gonna maybe have to cut it a little bit bigger. But it's just to help these, hopefully, shoot into a stud. I think with this next one it should be enough that we're all good. Today. Oh, I'm gonna have to leave this place on. and then we'll do the same for this side. The rain has finally held off now for a little while, and I think we're going to have a good afternoon doing this and be nice and clear now. It's kind of dried up quite a bit. I gave it a couple of hours, so I think we're all good. We've kind of shot the vertical ones into the front, so the next job is, I think before I go around and do all the other sides, I'm going to have a look at this wire mesh that I got. It's quite spiky actually. That's for kind of insects and vermin, mice and rats and stuff. So my plan is, like I said, to slide this up underneath. I can then, if with enough force, kind of bend this round and then shoot it in. So let's go have a little look on the front, how that's going to look going in. Plan is to slide this up under here. Just a little bit. These just slide in there first, and then I can kind of slide that around there. Right into the bottom. So I can then unwind it a bit. God, this stuff is very spiky indeed. Ow. God, it's just gone straight into my finger. Nice, yeah, be careful with these because that is mega sharp. And then the plan is to fold this bad boy up here like that. We've got our first, well, half of our first wall done, and not the worst. Could be a little bit better in areas. I think it slightly goes down, but I don't think levelness matters too much on this kind of thing. I've decided to go with, said between 400 and 600 mil, so I went with about 51 510 mil on the spacing of this, and I mean, I think that's going to be solid enough, you know, to hold what we need. But yeah, I mean, that looks pretty decent. That looks how I feel it's meant to look. And obviously we've got our wire down there. I wonder if I can show you a bit of a undershot so nothing can kind of come up there. I do think it might have been better if this wire had come on this side of it, but I might do that on the next one, we'll see. But yeah, not too bad at all. I was using some off-cut pieces for this just because, as I said, I think I've got enough, but I just want to make 100% sure I definitely have. So I've been using some off-cuts for this bit, but I'm hoping for the other walls to basically use one full long piece. And I'm just going to shoot it, I don't know if you saw in the time up there, shoot it the full length, and then just with my little hand saw flush cut, just trim it down these edges, just like that. And then that'll be all good. But yeah, I think I'm going to go to the back wall and get all that sorted now next, as that's quite a big, just flat wall, and I think I could bash that out pretty quickly. So let's jump on that now. So it's actually getting quite warm now, actually. The sun's fully come out, but I'll show you what I've been doing. So we're getting on with a lot. I've kind of got a bit of this side now sorted and done, and on here, and as you kind of saw on the time lapse there, we got a lot of the back of it all sorted. The back's actually fully done now, which is great. So yeah, we're just now onto this side. A lot of the front is sorted, and then we're kind of done half of the other wall around there. So I'm just trying now to kind of use up off-cutty pieces, because looking at my kind of stack of battens, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have enough. So I think it'd be better to use up these offcuts, which are going to be kind of hidden and underneath the cladding first. So I'm just going to keep on trotting away with that and see how much we can kind of get finished before the end of the day. Right, we are really going for it today. It's just been pouring down again, but I believe all of the battens are now completed. So looking pretty decent, if I'm honest. I mean, there's a few kind of random looking areas, but there's kind of reasons behind why I kind of did those bits. But yeah, generally, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it all. So you got the little bits there, got a bit there. I might put a few, just looking now, I might put a few little extra parts on. It's a bit hard to see around here with the scaffolding, but there you go. All the way up there. Looking real good indeed. So, next job is the exciting part, which I've been looking forward to, which is the actual cladding to go on. So, I think, I was just talking to Sam about this, about what I should do, but I'm thinking of, I really want to start on this front bit here, but I think also, saying that, this is kind of going to be the most prominent looked at area, and I find with a lot of kind of jobs like this, where you've never done it before, you obviously get better the more you do it and the further you get through. E.g., just putting this on, I feel at the end I was kind of whizzing through really good, so I'm just kind of thinking, do I start on the back first? We've got a nice easy run there, maybe even just do kind of a couple meters worth and then come round to the front. So I'm just deciding about that. I think that's probably what I will do, but yeah, I'm excited now. Be nice to get this on, hoping we've got enough stuff. If we haven't, my plan's to leave, as I said, some of the space at the back empty. If we can get the other two sides done, that'd be nice. But yeah, let's go grab some lengths of board and start cutting them to size. So luckily, unlike the battens, the boards are 4.8 meters instead of 4 meters, which means for outside walls, which are 2.1 meters, we can get two lengths out of each one for the back and front. The back and front of the workshop, which is good because with the batten it was a bit annoying, kind of having to only get one out of each one, although we did use up a lot of the offcut. So now, I know I just said I was going to start on the back wall, but I've had a little look and a little think, and I've decided I'd like to start here. I know it is going to be the most prominent bit you see, but I just would rather start on this little first area. So, I'm going to get a few of these bad boys out there, and we'll see what they're looking like. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through what I'm kind of planning to do first, and not that you can tell me whether I'm doing it right or wrong, but you can kind of learn with me as we go. So my plan is to basically have a piece up like that, which I'm just going to check the level on, and I'm going to shoot, I think right on the edge. Got that like that. I'm then wondering, obviously, for you guys that don't know, and maybe my explanation wasn't amazing earlier, you basically put another board up and then put a batten over the top to kind of hide the join. And then if we just shoot, just get a chip plumb on that as well. That comes out like that, and we can then get that nice and in place right there. And there we go. I think, personally, that's looking very nice indeed. Alright guys, we have our first, I'd say, metre-ish of cladding on. And I know it's all wet, so it's a bit hard to probably see on camera, but in person, I'm really liking this board and batten look. I just think it's quite different to a lot of the kind of buildings you kind of see out in the UK normally. It's definitely a bit more of an American kind of style. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's actually really easy as well. And I think I'm kind of in a bit of a flow of how to do it. So I think saying that, that's all the wood that I cut on those first few shots a minute ago. But I think what I need to do is go and basically just cut as many of these lengths as possible, ready to fill this whole wall with. But yeah, how do you guys kind of like it? Do you like the look of it? I'm also just thinking about, while I'm going along, this kind of top edge here. Now I did originally think, do I not go right to the top, and do I put a batten at the top that kind of would stop this bit, and maybe looking at it now it might have been a better option. But I'm also wondering whether I just kind of either leave this as just an air gap so air can kind of get through and get out, because nothing should be getting down there, and if it does, it's just going onto this anyway. But gives it a bit of an air gap to stop stuff, and then also nothing can really get up and in there, I don't think, anyway. But if I do need to seal it up, I could always just put some clear silicone along each join there and do that. So maybe that's something. So yeah, leave a comment down below with what you'd maybe do for that. And at the bottom there, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of quite flush. It's just a bit below where we kind of put our bits. So yeah, it's looking, I'm having to be a bit careful not to kind of split these bottom ones. These ones don't matter as much, but I don't want to split these. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking they've just obviously got nails in the battens and nothing in the boards. I think that was the right idea to do. So yeah, let's get on. It keeps raining off and on here, so I'm getting a bit wet, but let's just keep cutting and keep going along. I've got to the end now of this cladding, and I've got this little piece that I've cut to about 13 centimetres, so 130 mil. I've cut a little notch and then a slight angle on that, and this is basically going to be our end board to cover all of this up. So if I slide that in there, ooh, perfect little fit. And then my idea is I'm going to silicone along this. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do up here. I might just literally cut a piece with a angle on the top and then cut a piece for the bottom. I think it's probably going to be the nicest look for it. But yeah, it comes out a little bit further than the battens, but I quite like that as it kind of frames it out. So I might just get this bit shot in, and that's our first wall done. Well, half a wall, but yeah, really happy indeed. So let's get that shot in quickly now. There, perfect. Then we're going to shoot now. Beautiful. This is the finished product and look here of the cladding, which I'm very pleased with, and I think looks very nice, especially from a kind of far away distance. You can really get the effect of it and the look, which is nice. But yeah, all went on relatively easy, I would say. And as I said, I was a bit worried about doing this kind of main corner first, because if I did anything wrong or it looked a bit weird. It's the kind of main thing you're going to see, but I actually can't see anything wrong with that at all, so I'm glad I did that, and it's looking very nice from the front. I think the next job might be to do this side here, and we'll have to learn a few tricks on this because of the window obviously, but once we've got that done, I think I'll move on to the gable side, maybe this side next with the garage door. The only thing obviously I'm not looking forward to with this is each piece is going to have to be individually cut to fit up there, but it doesn't need to be crazily perfect. As long as it's roughly, then that should be good enough. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. That's kind of me done for the day, guys, and we'll hopefully be out here very soon getting the rest of it on. We are back out and back onto the cladding again for a second day running now, and I've just quickly cut out my shorter boards underneath this window, and I've also cut out the two longer boards that are going to go over the top. I did originally think about doing a single long piece and cutting this bit out with the jigsaw, but I think actually the gap's a little bit too small, if I'm honest, for when the piece goes over, so I think it'd probably break. So I did that as one smaller bit, and I've got another long bit. Here I might be able to get away with it because from where I've kind of laid it out, we might be landing quite nice on there. So maybe I'll go back and cut a piece for that if that is going to happen, but I don't know whether it will do, so we'll have to see about that. But yeah, just going to keep on smashing through. There's a lot to do, obviously. We've got three sides to do, and I think it's going to take a couple of days to kind of get all this done. So just going to smash through, and hopefully you guys can sit back and enjoy a few time lapses of me getting on with it. Okay guys, how does that look? I'll be honest, I am really loving that look indeed. The ball and batten, I'm so glad I kind of decided to go with that style, because I just think it looks so good. I actually think the further away you are, you know, it just gets better and better. Oh, look at that. There's my little chair for chilling in and just admiring my work. But yeah, really loving that. Now, it has taken about, what is it now? It's nearly 4 o'clock. I started doing this probably just after 12ish, so good luck 3 and a bit hours. I'd say maybe 3, let's call it a 3.5 just to do that section there, but it was a bit of a trickier section, so I'll let myself off of that. But yeah, I really like that. Here's a kind of closer look, if you can kind of see where I've joined up and kind of framed the window in, and then my plan is to probably put some kind of silicone maybe down this. I mean, it's all silicone behind there anyway, so maybe I don't have to, I don't know. But yeah, that was my original plan. But yeah, and then in here you can see looks pretty decent and nice from in here as well, you know, those kind of top corners, those bits. But yeah, another good day shooting some cladding. I've definitely, as I said earlier in the video, I think this is going to take a bit longer than I probably expect it to take, but it's a part I kind of want to spend some time on and get right and get it looking good, because it's the kind of finished product, you know, it's the final touches. But yeah, I'm going to pack up for today, and then we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully nearly all day, and I think we're going to start tackling this wall here. Good morning guys, welcome back to another day on our cladding series of the DIY Dream Workshop. It's a bit better weather today. The sun has been popping out, it has been getting quite warm, but I don't know if you can see, it is actually quite windy as well. So it's actually feeling a little bit cold when the sun goes in. But anyway, scratch all that. We're jumping straight into this, and we're going to jump straight into this gable end wall with our garage door cut out. So there's not too much to say. Obviously you've been seeing what I've been doing. So let's just jump straight into it and get this smashed out. So we have another wall completed, and I think it's looking very nice indeed. There's a few little bits I just need to sort out, like I just need to cut off that bit there, and I need to kind of sort out what I'm doing around this doorway. But I think I'm just gonna keep smashing through and go straight to the back wall here now. And I'm thinking, now that I'm kind of in a rhythm, I know I've worked out I need 36 boards to cover this, so I'm just going to batch cut basically all of these in one go. They're all the same height, about 210 to 211, so I think I'm just going to do 211 the whole way along, and that should be good for this. So yeah, I'm just gonna smash through that basically. But yeah, I'm really loving the look of this. I've had a few electricians come by now to have a look, just about putting the electrics in, and all of them have kind of said, wow, it looks really good in person. So not trying to toot my own horn, but yeah, really liking the look of it so far. I can't wait to actually see this door kind of fully put in. I'm just trying to decide what to do about up here, whether to kind of leave this with some space, put some of that mesh on there again, just to make sure nothing can get up there. And then I kind of want to have a flat bit here, but I'm wondering whether I like the idea of it coming out slightly, but obviously I don't want water to sit on there, so I might have to kind of do it at a slight angle just so water can still drain off, and the air can still kind of get up behind here anyway. So got to work that out. But sorry, my hair's a mess as well because I've been wearing a hat. But yeah, it's going well, and let's just keep smashing through. We are on the last few little bits now. I'm sorry that a lot of this video has been time-lapsed, but it's kind of just the same thing of cutting a board, putting it up there and shooting nails into it. So we haven't been kind of doing a big range of stuff. So I haven't been showing everything, but you can kind of get the picture, and I'll show you around after this of what's been done, just so you can have a quick look. But yeah, let's just get this last bit in. It's just the bit around the garage door, which I'm doing now. 1/8, 3.5, 1/8, 3.5 there. So that's going to be our kind of top plate, which we're cutting from here. See if it goes up there. It should be a little bit tight, which will be good. I did bring the old trusty hammer, just because I think I do plan to potentially put some little kind of offset here, a little mini, I don't know what it'd be called, a little bit of roof, just to stop too much rain coming down onto this door, just to cover it a bit, and so I can have it open if it is raining and it's not going to be spraying in here. But that's a job for the future, not right now. And with that, guys, the cladding is mostly done. I'm going to end the video here in a minute. I'll just show you a quick view around. I have still got a few little bits to do, like this. I need about 2 more lengths of battens just to finish it off, and there's just a few little areas I want to tidy up and clean up, but it's basically done, and that's as much as I can do at the moment until I get some more wood, which won't be till next week, and I've got to say I am very happy indeed. As you can see right there, I think it looks amazing. I had a friend over today, Matt, who I've been chatting to for a while, who came and had a look at it, and he really loved this style and said he hadn't kind of seen it too much over here, so it was nice to show him that. But yeah, it's looking really good. We've got all 4 sides done now. Back was really easy. It was one of those jobs, like I kind of said before, where obviously the more I got into it, the better I got, and kind of the end wall probably took me the same time to do this end gable wall as at the start it took me to just do that whole front bit, which was obviously so much easier work wise, but I think that looks really smart and really nice. I've just got to do something about maybe potentially doing something with that, because that beam's obviously not a treated beam, so I don't want to get them crazy wet forever. And then down at the bottom here I kind of sped up by just cutting some of these bits longer, and then I'm just going to go along with a multi-tool and cut them all to height perfectly. You can kind of see the window here. Let me get a better shot of that. That's all nice and framed up. I'm really happy with that, how that looks. And I've kind of given this a bit of a front-facing fall, so when water does come on here, it is going to drip off a bit. But if I need to replace those bits, they're easy enough to kind of pull off. And then same on this bit of window here. That's looking very nice indeed. And the doorway's obviously got its bit of trim. I need to put a little bit up there, but that can come later. I'll show you as well what I kind of did here with, I put a piece of trim up the top that I kind of went into, and that gave me my height. And on these corners I've just put 2 battens like that, which I think looks quite nice. And as you just see me do, I've got those bits on there like that. I need to obviously, as you can see there, the batten needs to go there, batten there, and a batten there. And I'm thinking as well with this, I'm going to frame it up a little bit. So I'm going to put a batten going up there, a batten along the top of that, and then a batten coming down there. But yeah, I think it's looking really good. And I hope you've kind of enjoyed watching me do it. As I said, apologies for it being quite time-lapse heavy. It's just doing the same thing over and over, and I didn't want to just kind of drag it out for no reason at all. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that video and enjoyed watching me clad this, and hopefully it's given you some ideas for what you might do for your workshop if you're building something. A few things I am thinking about is about staining it. I've seen online about leaving it kind of a few months before you stain or paint it, so I'm going to hopefully do that. I've already got a few colours picked out, but I'm not going to show you that yet. That can be a surprise for what I'm looking at doing it. But yeah, we had a delivery as well today of the insulation for inside, so I believe that's going to be probably the next job. And we also had our workshop flooring arrive, but I'll tell you all about that in hopefully the next video. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you can, and also maybe leave a comment down below on what you think. It'd be great to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one.